button pressing?
I'm pushing the button. I pushed it. It's done. We're live. There's people here who can see us now.
The button has been pressed.
It hath been pressed. The pressing of the button hath taken place. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and non-binaries, and every other identification. There's honestly
guys, gals, and non-binary pals. There you go.
That's a great one. Yeah, no, that's perfect. See, and you are the perfect person to say that and clarify it for me, because I am bad with words. Surprisingly enough, I'm the DM who's bad with words. We've talked about so many random things in campaign that we're gonna get into all sorts of interesting things when the politics of the world ends up, becoming more prevalent. It's gonna get interesting. I'm excited. Anyway, complete derailment of my brain. Hi, welcome back. It's been a hot minute since we've played ourselves some D&D. Checking the scrolling back in time, we haven't played since January 31st, so it's been a little over a month. Sorry, that's not really what we planned for, but such is life between technical difficulties, unavailabilities. But anyway, we're here. We're here now. Technical difficulties have been dealt with, and hopefully we'll stay that way. I'm going to post the links in the chat and stuff. There are, trying to think of announcements and things that are important. There are some. Come on, brain, you can do this. Right. The schedule on Discord. If you click on the link to join the Discord in chat, you'll be able to see what the proposed schedule is. It's out of date because I didn't add March in there because I got frustrated every time there was issues trying to start the stream the last couple weeks. And so I will be updating that probably sometime tomorrow. I'll be taking some vacation time in March, and then we'll just kind of figure it out from there. There is the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel has these episodes, the episodes of Naturally One that have happened so far, the first 19. Go check it out if you want to catch up on the story or just rewatch your favorite moments, like not being able to investigate a building or
a kidnapping in broad daylight.
Yeah, kidnapping in broad daylight. Trying to not be seduced by a captain of the guard, Brenningham. Or the
Trying not to.
Sudden, unplanned, fiery tunnel of doom and gloom and death.
Fiery tunnel.
Fiery tunnel.
Flames.
So, all of your favorite moments are in there. At some point, we need to make a highlight reel. Yeah, greatest hits. And domestic terrorism. Can't forget that. In the first, 3 episodes?
Tons of domestic terrorism.
It was in the first, 3 episodes. So, yeah, no, you guys...
people who were just trying to do their job. Don't forget that part.
Oh, come on now. How could we ever forget what happened to those guards? Yeah. Anyway... we would appreciate if you guys come and take a look at that. And tonight's episode should be up hopefully by the end of the week, if I don't forget to do that. Because I'm good at forgetting. Tell me you have ADHD without telling me you have ADHD. Okay, so, besides the housekeeping moments, we should have a bit of a recap, because it's been a hot minute. Last we hung out here, last we ventured together, the party had come to the mines to the west of City of Golden Spires in order to seek out a couple of quests all at the same time. There was some tasks to investigate what possibly is a terrorist cell. There was also the hopes of finding some information around some missing persons in town.
And a cat.
Oh, yes. And the cat. That's right, we have some missing cats. Little bit lower on the priority than the missing persons, but missing cats.
How dare you?
If you're gonna equate cat lives to people lives, I mean,
We're not equating. We're just valuing them more.
okay. If we're gonna value the cat lives more, I suppose that's allowed. Okay. Anyway, literal derailment as opposed to figurative derailment. That also occurred prior to this. Anyway, so we're down in the mines, and while meeting up with various individuals, there was a kidnapping. A certain Chlor was taken while watching a prisoner of sorts for the party. The prisoner and his compatriots were able to quickly subdue Chlor, mostly by putting him to sleep when he failed his check for that. Dragged off to Lord knows where, and the rest of the party has been searching for him basically since. In the last 2 sessions, the 3 sessions now at this point, the party finally was able to meet up with Chlor, who had, in some sort of adventure of his own that has yet to be really conveyed, escaped his bonds and met on one side of a tunnel as the party was at the other side of a tunnel, and what was going to be a very nice meeting together turned into a fiery run for their lives, in which we unfortunately lost Theo, as he was working his hardest to keep his friends alive. The party has since lain Theo to rest the best they can beneath a mushroom grove. It glows faintly and has provided them with many a small snack. Upon venturing through some of the tunnels, the party has faced off with some disturbing mushroom, fungal, humanoid entities who've kind of were able to lay a pretty heavy beating into the party the one time. And then as they've continued down to explore and find their way, hopefully, out of here, they reached what they believe to be the atrium, an area under construction. Hard to tell how long ago it's been since anyone's really touched it or expanded upon it, but there's not a whole lot around to indicate when it was last properly delved into. Upon entering the atrium, the party had a quick interaction with a cave fisher, trying to lap up a party member and kind of drag them away for a simple feast. Luckily, the party was able to fend off said creature as it scurried back into the hole in the ceiling from which it came. Shortly thereafter, the party discovers a tunnel that goes down deeper into the depths from which they've been exploring, and they sent Bob in his spider form down this tunnel, carefully sliding his way down, gripping the walls with his 8 spindly legs. And a short walk down a tunnel from there found himself in some sort of room with panels and buttons and knobs and a door slightly ajar across the room with a faint glow of firelight. As he looked down the opposite side of the room towards this ajar door, some fingers gripped around the side of it and a head peeked out from behind. The rest of the party's up, above and away from whatever Bob is interacting with, and yeah, that's basically where we're at.
Bob, is everything okay down there?
Hang on, a little busy.
Say, Bob is also in spider mode still.
Yep.
So I don't know if Bob can communicate.
No.
Spider
plainly.
Bob. Spider Bob.
I yell it anyway.
Okay, so at this point, I have been spotted by said mysterious creature. At which point, I'm still a spider. So
You
my
are in
reaction
fact
is
still a spider.
just kind of stand still for a moment and see what happens.
I forget. Do spiders have dark vision? Did we establish
Yes.
that? I believe they do. Okay. So you're able to loosely make out some humanoid features on the face of this being peering beyond the door. However, they appear to be covered in or bound with a bark-like structure that covers their skin and is part of their skin, and the eyes are more pitted. What you look like you want to say something about?
Oh no, I was going to wait, but yeah, I was doing a search for the stats on large spider because I didn't have them pulled up, and all of the sound that we just heard, the first two incidences were synchronized with me pressing buttons on the keyboard, and I was like, "How did that? What the? How did that happen?" And then I realized it wasn't me pressing
Yeah,
the keyboard.
somebody didn't mute. I don't know who that
Oh no,
was.
no, no! I thought it was. I got a kick out of it, so I just had to share that. Please continue.
I mean, it was kind of funny, but yes. So you can make out a similar skin texture and tone to the entity that you faced in the tunnels previously. An entity that couldn't talk to you, but you felt a pressure in your head shortly
My
after
little
interacting with before it began to pummel other members of your party. That sort of face and hands that have a very loosely humanoid grip to them. You can kind of see that there appears to be material slowly growing between the fingers as it grips around, and the fingers are slowly becoming less and less finger-like and more kind of stumpy, honestly.
He's going from gloves to mittens.
Yeah.
Oh.
However, it's not unlike what you saw before.
Well, I am not completely in love with getting into a confrontation with this creature, this critter, this guy, this homie. Um,
Is here
so
Brosiphus, Brosidon.
yeah, that's it. Psilocybin, that's it. Um, so I'm just going to kind of freeze there and see if he moves on, because otherwise I do not want to engage him. Possibly move backwards a little bit like a scurrying little spider would do, but not run. Just kind of, hey, buddy, you got your space, I got mine. Let's go.
Psilocybin.
Thank you. I liked that one.
That was pretty good.
What is it? You know, two bros just getting high on mushrooms, psilocybin.
Cubensis, to be exact.
Growing 5
Two-
feet apart because they're not gay.
This is two bros sitting in a tunnel, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
And then eventually connecting to the hive mind because mushrooms are terrifying like that.
And they also have like this thing where they connect together underground. Some would even say they communicate.
So
I'm
can
telling
we?
you, mushrooms terrifying.
Can we? We can't see down this hole, right?
Nope, you see none of what Bob is seeing, and you can't really, Bob can't really talk to you. So
I yell again, Bob, what's happening down there? Really, really loud.
I don't know that spiders have the ability to make a sound.
They
You
probably
watch
don't.
Bob slowly as the shoulder of this entity tries to slide its way through, and you can kind of see it slowly mold and kind of bend, and you hear like an uncomfortable, dry crunching noise as its shoulder kind of just like shifts its way through the space.
So is it moving towards me or is it moving away
It is
from
slowly trying to enter the room.
me? Ah, screw this. I'm out of there. Since he is slowly struggling to get through that door, I'm going to take this opportunity to walk back up to where I came from. I've had enough of this.
Sorry, cat ran in. Okay, so you make your way back towards, the short tunnel, and then, you guys are able to see the dark mass of a spidery entity at the bottom of the tube down. Do you climb all the way back up? You just kind of scurry back to the party?
Yeah, I'm just going to head on back up and shift back into my natural form and convey my experiences down in the pit, looking for the pendulum that was never found.
And climb difficult surfaces.
The pit and the
so-
pendulum, really?
Thank you.
So, other than the monster thing, what was down there, Bob?
He just kind of slowly makes his way up, and he's in spider form currently as he makes his way to the top.
And then we get to the top and transition back, and that's the end of my ability to shapeshift for the day. At which point I describe the multiple rooms and the mechanical engineering whiz-bang technology-oriented stuff that makes no sense to me. Describe it to the best of my ability, and
Did you recognize the script?
no.
But there were controls.
Yes.
How big is the hole?
The hole into the ground, it's like 10 feet by
Yeah.
10 feet.
Oh. We could easily get down there.
Well,
I can read all sorts of things.
Yeah, you can throw a rope down there and you can go have a conversation with the Mushroom Man and enjoy your evening. Have a good time.
Mushroom Man.
That's what I'm going to call him. He's my psilocybin bro.
Sounds like a bad superhero.
I think he is.
Take me by the hand.
Well, let's get a rope going.
How can we? Who has rope? Lower me down. I'm light.
I've got a rope.
I believe I've got a rope.
If you recall, it is 120 feet down to get from where you are to the bottom. And the sides of the tunnel downwards appear to be covered in dried out lichen. The texture was pretty familiar as Bob was able to make his way down, and on his way up even you could see there that if it wasn't for his 8 legs, he'd be slipping a bit more, because every so often one of the legs wouldn't be able to grip as easily and then it'd have to re-stick itself down. But in classic spider fashion, 8 legs gives you quite the climbing advantage.
Do we have enough rope?
I mean, I've got 50 feet. I've got 50
I
feet.
thought I had rope. I may not have rope. I may have had rope once upon a time. I can't seem to find it in my pack.
So Penn also has rope, has 50 feet.
Well, there's
Okay.
100, so
Oh, you could
Yeah.
drop 20 feet with no problem. No, that's pretty far, actually.
You definitely
That's
would
2
take some
stories. Yeah, that's quite a bit. I could use Mage Hand on myself, and I could carry myself down.
I don't think that's true either, actually.
I only weigh 10 pounds. Well, it doesn't. Is there another way down? Is there another way down? Are there stairs? Does anybody see a bolt hole, like a hatch?
Could I look around for another way down?
Yeah, definitely looking for a way down.
All right, roll me some perception checks. Roll me some, roll do perception checks.
Let's see how these.
19.
Let's see how these bad boys work.
Nice. All right, we got a 19 from Core. Let's see what Renningham gets.
17. Uh-oh.
Oh, well,
Uh-oh.
between the two of you,
I noticed it first.
Yeah, but I notice it worse.
as you guys scope out the area, what becomes increasingly apparent is that into this particular space at this level, there's the way you came, there's this tunnel down, everything else appears to be a work in progress. up until this point, I am not sure that Bob relayed the fact that he saw a tunnel at the second level. He just knew that
He
that
did not.
wasn't getting close to the party. So, you kind of are able to look around and scope out. Chlor, since you rolled higher, can you give me just a flat intelligence check?
His intelligence is pretty flat.
11.
Okay,
Better than a
it's fine.
turn and a
That's
turn.
that's not half bad.
Ha.
You piece together pretty quickly. You've recognized the type of crystal conduit that's up at the surface. Some of the things down. This is probably the main way up and down. This looks very intentionally designed to be an up-down as opposed to the tunnel that you traversed in order to get here.
So, we need to either decide that we're gonna go down there, and go this way and tie some rope, or we need to not go down there.
Well, I don't feel too comfortable falling 20 feet, and I don't think we have enough rope, so I don't want to go anywhere.
No one has rope. Bob, you don't have rope.
I thought that I did, but apparently something has happened to it, or I was smoking crack when I thought I put it in the pack. I don't know. Could have been the mushrooms.
Okay, then let's just go a different direction, I guess, again. We're
Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, looking at your pack there,
Yeah,
You
there's no
have-
rope in-
but you have 10 iron spikes, which would be something you would definitely want to be using with the rope.
Yeah, I mean
Ooh.
that's a normal loadout for me is spikes and rope, and I have no idea why there's no rope in there, but it's not there, and that's what counts.
That is exactly the truth. So,
well, let's go down the other tunnel, I guess. That's our only option.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
well, back the way you came, because you don't know about the other tunnel. Only Bob knows about the other tunnel. He hasn't relayed
Oh.
that.
Let's go back the way we came because there's literally no other direction to go.
Now,
Isn't
in
that
all
right?
honesty, Jim or Bob did not relay any of that information because he didn't remember it from last February.
Last February, excuse me, it was the end of January, and
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
literally came down from there and just were like, oh, hey, you guys are calling me to tell me to go down a hole? Sure. And you just poofed into a spider and went down the hole.
Well, okay.
That's true.
All right. How about this? Since we skipped February, I'd completely forgotten about that. So since I've been reminded, maybe I would tell the rest of my party, like, oh yeah, by the way, there was this other thing that looks like it could be an access point because I just now remembered it. It's been like a month. Sorry.
You
Oh,
slept since then.
An access point. Okay, let's go that way.
Okay, cool.
So we go. Is there that ladder still there that I had propped up and then fell off of multiple times?
I mean, not really. It because part of the falling off, it kind of like slid back down. So you still have to stand up a ladder. The only reason Bob was able to get there is because he was in bat form, I believe.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
let's help each other get on
Just
top
kinda-
of this platform, please.
I can go first. I'm pretty light. I screw up the ladder.
The ladder that you still have to set back up because it's really freaking tall.
We
Yeah.
set the ladder back up and then he scurries up it.
There we
Yeah.
go.
I will hold the bottom so that it doesn't fall down again while he's scurrying up it.
Oh,
Raise your evil side. Pull a prank. Pull it out.
I want to so bad. But
So-
alas, I won't.
Rinningham, you climb right up the ladder. If I remember correctly, there was checks to actually get the ladder up because it was so tall, but we're gonna
Yes,
skip by
yes,
that.
there were checks last time.
Yeah, I want to say it was also because there was, it was during combat as well. There was rounds of combat that were taking place with a bunch of this.
Yep.
Even I even listened to the episode earlier, and it's not all there in the Kanagan. Rinningham is able to scurry his way up to the second level and finds a pathway that kind of goes back and forth between 10 feet wide, 5 feet wide. Some are closer to like 3 feet wide, but he's a small boy, so he's able to navigate that pretty readily, pretty handily. Walking along, you can see some of the parts that have started to be carved out as passages to different things. But one of them, Grinningham, is distinctly deeper than the rest and kind of seems to bend out of sight.
Are there signs or labels anywhere?
No, why would there?
I don't know this tunnel system, my guy.
I'm just being cheeky.
Well, can I like hold the top of the ladder while everyone else climbs up?
You can. Yeah, you can. Make me an athletics check.
4.
Okay. Who's climbing up the ladder next?
Me. Rinningham, I have an idea.
Uh-oh, that's the worst kind.
Never mind, you don't have a rope. All right, here I go. Climb up the ladder.
You're able to climb the ladder just fine. Rinningham, seemingly holding on to it. As far as you can tell, it's just kind of gravity stable. It's all right. Rinningham holding on to it just appears to be like
Moral support.
more. Yeah.
Moral support.
That's what he's here for. He is a bard.
The few times it wiggles a little bit, in Rinningham's hands, he's just like holding on to it and just kind of looks like he's casually just trying to like do work, but you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Come on, Bob. Let's do it. Get up
Okay.
there.
Well, we'll climb up the ladder.
And Penn too. You come too, Penn. I assume Penn
One second
climbs up.
here.
All right, so there's a lot of these tunnels up here, but there's one in the back that goes quite a ways. It seems like
check it
that
out.
might be the way to go. Well, these other ones look kind of like dead ends.
So Penn makes their way up the ladder slowly and kind of scopes out what you guys are talking about and makes their way towards that hallway and peers down it. It's like, I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel.
We make our own light. Forge ahead.
I shoot an Eldritch blast down the tunnel. There it is, right at the end.
No, why?
And we walk. No, that was a joke. That was.
You got to be careful with those things, there, Dave. You can't just have Chlor running around just shooting Eldritch blasts all over.
I'm not Rinningham. I'm not just gonna light the tunnel on fire.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Imagine.
Weird.
I still haven't forgotten about that.
Are we having a visibility problem? We have people that can't see?
Yes.
All right, in that case, I'll just kick on a little light spell.
What are you lighting up?
I'm carrying my scimitar, so we'll just cast light on it. Haha, sting.
All right.
Glows in the
You now
presence
have
of Aasimar.
a 20-foot radius of light, just and then another a bright light, and then another 20 feet out of dim light.
And since it's a cantrip, we'll just renew it as necessary so that the party has some type of artificial light available and we can
Makes sense.
not trip over ourselves.
And it lasts, what, a few minutes right now? Oh, it lasts an hour. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're good. It lasts an hour.
This seems like it would have been useful.
Instead of like a torch or a lantern.
Yeah. Instead of anything involving fire.
All right, so we're going down this tunnel.
We didn't realize that we were a fire hazard at that point. Now we know that we are a fire hazard.
All right, we're following the light down the tunnel. Chlor is going to be in the back of the group and outside of the 20-foot radius.
I'm on the bleeding edge. I want to see what's around this corner. Or I want to see
All
what's at the end of this tunnel.
So Rinningham's in front, Chlor's all the way behind. I'm gonna say Penn is up there with Renningham. Bob, you have the light, so I guess that puts you in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, I would assume that everybody else is positioning themselves around me, so I'm wherever they aren't, for a lack of a better way of expressing it.
Sense.
So yeah, Penn, who has dark vision, is up there with Renningham. The rest of the light is kind of over you guys' shoulder as you head down this tunnel. The passageway is about 10 feet wide. And your guys are able to travel about 40 or so feet down before that it starts to really bend. And turning around the bend, you see a crack in the ceiling where a thick red toned vein of the fungal mass appears to be across the ceiling and heading further down. And it kind of has tendrils that are out to parts of the ceiling just a little bit, kind of haphazard. But it's very similar to the red tone that you were seeing on the stalk or vein of this that was coming from the tunnel and up along to where the hole, the cave fissure came out.
How far is the ceiling?
It's about 10 feet up.
Cast Mage Hand, and I want to poke the vein.
Okay.
Does
You
it do
guys,
like does it do like the light thing with it?
you poke it and it ripples, and the red goes from, where you touch it right above you, goes to purple for a moment, and it kind of just pulses out and then goes up into the crack and then pulses slightly as it goes down. It's not bright enough to actually light the tunnel itself.
Mm-hmm.
It just has like a very faint red glow to it.
Neat. Hey guys, there's more. There's another one of those veins. Look, watch. And I poke it again.
It turns purple again as it ripples.
Can you see like up ahead as it ripples ahead? Does it expand and like get bigger and bigger, or does it just keep going straight down?
From what you guys can see from here, it just kind of disappears as it goes.
Yes, that's cool, Renningham. Let's follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Walking down a tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Walking down a tunnel.
Renningham, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh,
Love to.
good thing I got advantage, big dog, because that's a 9.
Also, Bob needs to make a charisma saving throw.
We're gonna say a 16.
15.
15. Okay. The two of you can feel a pressure in your head as you guys continue down this hallway. And it's slow at first. It's really just kind of probably good 15, 20 feet from where Renningham poked the ceiling, that it kind of tickles in the back of your head. It's like the skin in the back, the hairs on the back of your neck begin to rise, but it's another probably 30 or so feet down before suddenly it's just present. And it doesn't feel threatening, but it also doesn't really feel benevolent. It's like the feeling you're being watched, but instead of it just being the physiological sense, it's you two specifically can feel something in your head as you go.
Does it feel like an Excedrin headache?
You are talking to the wrong person.
Okay.
Does Excedrin give people headaches? Is that a thing?
No. That's an old television commercial. When you have an Excedrin headache, it's only Excedrin is good enough to treat it.
Isn't Excedrin just like aspirin and caffeine?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I able to like massage that presence in my mind? Like, can I? Does it seem? It's just a pressure that I feel. There's no like
Yeah, I
intent
mean,
behind it.
you haven't discerned an intent yet, but you can certainly try to whatever you want to try
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah, I want to see if there's like if it's just like a pressure like being underwater or if it's just like something trying to communicate.
Roll me an insight check, unless you are planning to like telepathically reach out to it. However,
Nah, not yet. Insight check is a 16.
How to describe it with a 16? In short, it's a little bit of both. It's a pressure as if you were swimming deep and you can just kind of feel it, where you would expect it to be all over your body or in your lungs, or this is all just kind of in your mind, and it's not. Or no, it would be. It's like it's slowing your thoughts down just a touch, just enough to know that it's there, but not enough to really keep you from moving forward or continuing your tasks.
Okay.
However, as to the nature of it, you don't really detect any real intention from it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Simply because I don't remember if I've done this before, I'd like to do a knowledge nature check, see if this is reminiscent of anything that I'd experienced in the past.
Okay, go for it. Knock your socks off. Let's go.
My woolen socks. Hey, I don't recognize Jack Diddley.
Oh my gosh. Is that the first nat 1 of the night?
That's it.
Oh, we're starting off so good. So roll me some percentile dice, Bob.
Do what?
Roll me some percentile dice real quick.
Okay. 26.
26. Side note, I find it very strange that a druid doesn't have advantage on knowledge nature checks. You have proficiency, but you don't have advantage.
That seems really weird, doesn't it?
It is weird.
I wonder if that comes later. All right, so 26. Yeah, no. There's not about much about this that is distinctly recognizable to you, unfortunately. Now, the most familiarity is to your first interaction with the fungal humanoid and some of the initial sensations that you had in your head during the beginning of that encounter. So that's not something you really need knowledge nature for, but it's the closest thing you could relate it to. But as to the specifics of that, you have yet to you have never experienced anything quite like this to discern the true nature of it. At least not that you can recall.
That's fair. You know, you got to have
Right.
that experience to draw from. And we're still low level.
Level 3, right? 3? Yeah, pretty sure it's 3. Yeah, level 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that high level.
All right. So, you guys continue down. The rest, Clore, you don't really feel anything in your head. Neither does Pen. So,
Yeah, let's keep going.
Renningham, do you keep your mage hand out to do anything with it, or are you dismissing it?
Nah, it got dismissed after I poked the vein.
Right. Continuing further down, the branch of the fungal mass slowly thickens, where it was probably oscillating between 4 and 6 inches, depending on where some of the veins like dripped off to other parts of the ceiling briefly. Slowly reaches 8 inches. Continue down, it's closer to 10 inches, and it is now able to, like, you can see where parts of it are, like, just gripping or even, like, drooping slightly down from the ceiling. In those spots where it droops, it lets out just enough light that you can make out a small patch of the floor. Floor doesn't have that silty material to it. It is a rough hewn stone floor. And then I need you all to roll initiative.
Wait,
Ooh.
what?
Really?
Just a stone floor.
I'm into it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Are you, though?
That is a
No,
12 total.
I am most definitely not ready.
12 total. All right. Give me just a hot second. Yeah,
I'm in the back in the dark anyway, so it would make sense that I have the last initiative.
we are going against this. Why is it taking forever to load?
Because gremlins. It's because I'm
Yeah.
watching.
Wow, this is not behaving. This is like not behaving at all. Manage characters.
I'm afraid I've jinxed you.
There we go. Do that. Close. Save. Now is it gonna pull up the people? Run encounter. For some reason it thinks Rittingham is dead.
Here's the thing, though.
It already ran this encounter and knows what's gonna happen.
I'm not.
All right. Rittingham, what did you say your initiative was?
12. I rolled an
12.
11, but I have the plus un.
All right. Bob, can
Yo.
you? Oh crap. No, go back. Why is this being so stupid? It is not. This combat tracker is all sorts of jacked up. Did you guys actually roll your initiatives? You did, and now it takes it in.
I rolled it with my
Weird.
with my hand.
Yeah, but Rittingham for some reason gave you like a 12. So, or sorry,
I rolled a
a
12.
4.
I didn't roll.
Gave you a 4.
I rolled a 12.
Oh, that's what I rolled. That's why I gave him a 4.
Right. This was that. Start. Okay, it is having a hard time loading Rittingham's character sheet. So that's cool. Bob, are you really down a ton of health?
Yep.
Yeah, because he got sucked off by that ceiling
Phrasing.
thing.
Phrasing? Is phrasing still a thing? We still doing phrasing?
He was attacked. By something.
We're not playing that type of game, I don't think.
We are
We have
certainly
a
not.
dungeon
I've been
master.
told that it is R rated, but I was just gonna kind of pretend like I didn't hear that.
So the other thing is that I can't override anything on Rittingham's character. So something is jacked up with Rittingham's character sheet. That's cool.
Oh no.
All right, we'll see how this goes. All right, so Floor.
I rolled a 4.
No, I'm about to. Your AC is 12, correct?
It depends on why you're asking. No, it's not. It is on there, but I have my mage armor that I had cast in the last game
You did
I
cast
can
it at the last because it lasts
I
for
can
8
cast it.
hours.
at will. So it
so
is 13 plus
why-
dexterity, so it is actually 15.
15. All right. So you are the one who hears a thumping noise beside you
Oh,
as a large fungal humanoid comes to the ground and swings and smashes his fist right into the wall. And you can see above, in the thick red vein, a pit. And in that pitted part of the ceiling it's purpley and black and grotesque looking, and it kind of just looks like a sore in this vein that's been
Mother
going
Nature.
along the ceiling.
It's a sore in Mother Nature.
But it does not land its hit.
great.
However, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You succeed.
12.
Yep. You rolled a 12 and you succeed.
Nice.
You take a whiff of the air just around you, and you can kind of barely make out in the light what appears to be just specks and flakes floating, and they have a yellowish hue to them, not unlike some of the tone of the skin of this creature that stands in front of you. And you kind of get like a numbness in your mouth and nose for a second, but you're able to kind of shake it off. Top of initiative is Pen. Pen is going to quickly turn around, and we're going to magic missile the bejesus out of this. So cast, and that gives us 3 of these. So that's 4 points of damage.
I think that might be my new favorite phrase. We're gonna magic missile the bejesus out of it.
3 and 4. So we'll just do 7 more points. We'll just add it up right there. Blam. Damage. As these magic missiles, you watch as Pen just basically turns around and just starts firing off bolts. And to you, Renningham, he's like, stay behind me unless you plan to die. We're not having what happened last time. Because you got really close to,
Nah.
And as each of them hit, though, you can now see the sore in the ceiling. The purple begins to spread and pulse with each of the hits. You see it just ripple along and head further down. And what was a red vein, the tone, the color begins to shift uncomfortably. Renningham, it is your turn, even though my tracker here thinks you are dying. So
I am going to take my ooze damaged dagger and shank this mother.
all right, roll to shank.
How about a 7?
No. 7 does not hit.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to. I can't just disengage as an action. Disengage as a move. I can use that as my move action, can I?
You're not in melee range of it. Chlor is. Because he's bringing up the rear.
Then how did I?
Or are you throwing it?
Yeah.
Well, you threw it last time, so there was that too. So I thought you were.
Oh.
Because it was
throwing it again. I was not throwing it again. I was going to move up.
Oh, okay, so you move it. You can move up and stab.
What?
Pen, stay behind me. Renningham, runs past and stabs. All right, so you are now next to Chlor.
What I missed in my excitement to help out, and I feel like I owe Chlor something because of the series of unfortunate events that had transpired previously. he no longer has a friend, and so in my excitement, I just misjudged the distance and completely whiff with the dagger.
Okay. Runs up, goes for a
But
stab, misses.
I'm right here with you. We got this.
Bob, you watch as Renningham runs past you to take a stab at this thing. You have a 5-foot gap. There is basically Clore and Renningham in front of you, and then you can see what appears to be somewhat familiar. The visage of this particular fungal entity, the features and the pitting and the structure and the height all seem to match what you saw not long ago.
Alrighty, real quick.
I know your face.
I want to do a quick knowledge nature check because I'm theorizing that all of these glowing fungal thingies are either connected or one entity. Can I do a knowledge nature to see how
Go for it.
basically how much I believe that to be true or not true?
You have a theory. Let's see how confident you are in said theory.
I'm pretty confident in that theory.
Oh my gosh, you're confident in that theory. A bunch of the pieces of what you've experienced all are starting to fit together. You saw the zones that are green and comfortable and, nice earthy smelling. And you've been through these other phases that have either just like a dryness to them, the coloring is off, you've faced off with creatures that didn't seem to behave the way you would expect. And you're aware of creatures that exist that have minds of their own that are of a mycological nature, fungological nature. Yeah, fungology. I remember that. What you've witnessed and experienced so far, and the color tones and the reactions of this, there's definitely a lot of pieces that are interconnected. What has agency of its own versus is part of something larger, that part's much harder to discern at this point. However, the sudden drop in of this familiar looking entity is definitely indicative of them being in some form of either cahoots or its ability to use the lichen and fungal conduits to its own ends.
Okay. Now concentrating on this, let's just call it psychic phenomenon for lack of a better way of expressing it. What am I picking up from my touchy-feely inside psychic connection?
Right now, nothing. One of the things with that touchy-feely psychic connection, where I forget actually how much Renningham has described to the party about his connection with things, if anything. The times you've felt anything, it definitely just feels like it's informing things to you. And so far, it has not informed much to you. At least not yet. You don't sense anything new in particular, but that's really... The pressure is still there. But the pressure doesn't seem to be changed just because of this new presence in front of you.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump to the conclusion that there is some form of psychic communication that takes place between these fungi, and they're all fun guys,
I've heard they really grow on you.
They do very quickly. So all of our communication so far has been ineffective, and I believe that they're all connected, and we've probably been eating their cousins. I'm going to approach this aggressive fungus but I'm not going to approach it in a menacing way. But I'm just going to kind of meander on over there, observing while being open to a psychic connection. I'm getting my new age on. Maybe I'll dig out one of my druidic crystals and like put it on my forehead or something. I don't know.
So you guys watch as, in a very non-aggressive stance, Bob just kind of like pushes Clore and Renningham aside a little bit and stands kind of in front of you guys. Just kind of looks at it, but without it being menacing, without it being imposing. Do you say anything to it, or you just kind of like chill of mind?
Yeah, since most of their communication appears to be in a telekinetic or how would the appropriate
Telepathic.
telepathic. Thank you. Yeah, we're not moving stuff here. Telepathic manner. I suspect that speaking is pretty ineffectual. So I'm just going to try and just keep my thought process real calm and non-aggressive and see what happens.
Okay. Lore, you watch as Bob just kind of nudges you aside. Literally, it just swung down, tried to punch at you, missed, straightens back up, and you're staring it down as this all happens. So where are you at now? What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna quick look over my shoulder. And is this the only physical object or being that is like menacing
Give me
outside of my
a
target?
perception check.
Okay. $19.
From what you can see, this appears to be the only one that you guys are up against.
All right. Well, now that Bob is also in there and also Renningham, I'm going to go further down the hall, like out of this thing's range. So
So you're just gonna cut and book it.
yeah, not far, just like 15, 20 feet.
Okay.
Does it swing at me?
If you use your action to disengage,
I'm not going to. I'm going to use my action later. I'm just going to walk, like, just go down. So
oh,
I'm not disengaging. I'm just leaving its bubble.
actually, that's a good question. So Bob is standing in front of you. It's gonna get disadvantage on the entire. Oh gosh, yeah. It does. It takes a swing at you, but Bob is in the way, but it's aiming at you. So yeah, as you go to move away, it just kind of, with its big stumpy arm, just kind of like tries to take a woof at you. And you can see it just kind of like try to avoid Bob off to the side as it tries to swing at you as you move away. It was kind of fixated on you as an entity. Despite the fact that it took some shots from Penn at the moment, but Penn is further back. You're muted again.
This thing keeps flipping. So it missed.
Correct, it missed.
Okay, I'm going to cast Witch Bolt at it.
Which bolt are you casting?
Ha
What?
ha!
I see.
Werewolf?
It's
No, they're wolves. They're castle.
I got the jokes, folks. I got the jokes.
What does the C next to it mean? Oh, I see. I understand. Yes.
Say which bolt? Yeah, it's a concentration, right?
Yes, concentration. So my little metal emblem on my wrist starts spinning, and just a crackling burst of energy comes out, and I roll an 8.
An 8 does not hit.
Okay, well, that's my turn.
So you can guys see as, Clore just kind of like tries to make his way back, fires off a bolt, and just kind of goes wide, and you can kind of see it shoot down and just kind of disappear down the tunnel. Splashes a little bit against a stone way back there. Um, Bob, I need you to make another. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Bam. Oh wait, that's not the one I wanted to do. Sorry, wrong button. Button of wrongness.
Button of wrongness. The wrong button.
Yeah, there we go.
Button,
There's the button of
push the
rightness.
button. Rittingham, you hear this clearly. But Bob, it is more of a feeling than it is words. But Renningham, you can feel more distinct, clear thoughts of kill, lead, fight. And so for Renningham, you get these three ideas. For Bob, it's a lot more of just a pulse. It rides along with the pressure that's in your head. It's a pulse of just menacing energy. And it's definitely not thrilled. Actually, Chlor, I need you to make a charisma saving throw as well. I just realized you need to make a charisma saving throw.
13.
Okay. You
Is
get
that
the
fail
same
or-
sudden pressure in your brain that you hadn't felt yet up to this point. And you get
so
these.
is that a fail? Because I have saving face, which I will use if that is a fail.
It's not. Okay.
If I fail a saving throw, I can get a bonus equal to the number of allies I see within 30 feet.
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out semantically how that. Yes, it is a fail. In a sense, yes.
Okay, so then it's 16.
Okay, so you are now aware of the pressure in your head. But you are not getting any sensations of thought or will. But you are now aware of a sudden pressure in your head. Okay, yeah. So, Rinningham, you have distinct thoughts. Bob, you have menacing, and it's directional. You can feel it coming from this thing that stands in front of you. But it doesn't take any further action. It just stands there, and you can see it just kind of straightens itself up. And it kind of like, not grows in terms of like height, but you can see its body kind of like thickens slightly as it tries, almost in a if you could picture a burly guy like puffing up his chest, it's kind of in that sort of motion.
He's
It's
like a
meant
bear
to
making him. He's like a bear making himself look bigger.
And he said, "Run, fight, kill." What was it?
Kill, lead, fight.
Kill, lead, fight. No, I don't think I will. And I go stab it again.
It is Penn's turn first. So,
You're talking to me about it.
well, I was just letting you know about the sense. Wait a second, man. Do you relay any of the thoughts or feelings that you get?
I just assume that everyone can feel the same thing.
Okay.
And I say no, I don't think I will out loud.
Penn shakes his head before casting a Toll the Dead. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Does it have saves for that? Here we go. It fails. Nice. And it takes... Really? Oh, it's missing hit points. It actually takes a larger die. Cool. Yeah. Oh, that's much better. Much, much better. It takes 10 points of damage as you guys can hear a familiar ghostly bell sound, kind of just like faintly ringing, but the creature in front of you hears it much more profoundly rocking in its brain as it takes 10 points of damage. Now it's Renningham's turn. It stands before you, and it seems to be slightly shaken by the sudden noise that it is interacting with and hearing. But you can see it's trying to maintain its composure and stay as, big bear stand up, rawr.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I said, no, I don't think I will. And I go to stab it again with my dagger, my bad dagger.
Okay, stab it with your bad dagger.
Son of a. That is a 6.
You go to stab it, and as your dagger kind of like slices into its barky flesh, the stuff just kind of like breaks off. Like it doesn't really even seem to be consequential. Just kind of like you've scraped off some dry skin kind of levels of just like yeah.
Gross.
And it doesn't seem to react. Do you move at all, or do you just kind of like and then nothing?
I mean, I guess I'm gonna kind of try to rotate around to kind of get behind Clore a little bit.
All right, so you're gonna basically kind of skirt yourself behind Clore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bob.
Well, trying to communicate's not working so well. Everybody just keeps whacking on each other. Jeez. Dang it. I'm not picking up anything other than that one mean-spirited psychic communication a moment ago, right?
No, the pressure is still menacing, and that's present. So what was just kind of sitting there is now it's still a menacing pressure, but it's not as pointed as it was literally 3 seconds ago.
Great. All right. Well, I guess that in that case, we'll just go ahead and swing at it. What the heck? Rather than I'm kind of close, I'm open, I'm vulnerable. I don't know, he hadn't attacked me. Okay, I've moved closer to him. I didn't specify a distance. How far away am I?
Oh, you're like right up on him, because if you wanted to be in front of Clore was in the
Okay.
melee range. So you're
Okay.
in melee range.
Still got the scimitar in the right hand. What if I reach out with the left hand and grab him by the shoulder?
That's technically a grapple check.
Yeah.
Um,
Not grapple, just hey buddy, chill out. But I understand that we're gonna have to roll the hit, so to speak.
Yeah. Do you say anything as you do this, or do you just go out to touch it?
I mean, I'm not convinced that verbal communication works. So yeah, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to kind of keep the brain as calm as possible.
Okay. I haven't had to do grappling in a hot second here, so just because it's unfortunately necessary. Grappling, I'm pretty sure that's just a regular attack roll with your proficiency and strength. Sam, correct me if I'm wrong here.
Grappling? Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, grappling check. Just to start a grapple.
Make a strength check contested by your target strength or dex.
Oh, it's just a strength check.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. Well, we can do that.
Sorry, B, I didn't mean to startle you. My goodness.
Oh, I did terrible. Yeah, I didn't get it.
It did worse.
You're kidding me. How? There's only
It got
4
a-
numbers worse.
And it got a 4.
Wow. Big bear, not so big and scary.
So, yeah, describe to me how you do this whole reaching out, touching hands, touching me, touching you. You know.
Sweet
Hey, simmer down.
Caroline.
Jeez. Oh my God, the creepiest pedophile song in the world.
Did you have to remind us of all the details on that? Did you have
Hey,
to?
hey, hey.
Did you have to go
I'm
there?
not the one that sang it, okay? Not the
Do you
not the-
expect me not to sing it when you give me the lead in?
Okay, that's fair. It's just like how you would just the same motion and approach that you would do if you were to reach out and grab somebody's shoulder and go, "Hey, buddy, just simmer down."
Roll me. Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion.
Gently escort him to the ground and then try to persuade him to
Wait, I'm just trying to visualize this. So you're trying to de-escalate a
Yeah, I'm trying to
monster that is
de-escalate while
attacking.
everybody's trying to kill each other. Because I'm stupid like that.
You're just optimistic. We love you for it.
The moment, you kind of like keep your presence like kind of gentle as you go ahead and reach out and touch this thing on the shoulder. And as you do, on top of the menacing energy that you feel in your head, you suddenly get also some senses of confusion and chaos and fear. And it's almost like 2 different voices are emanating different points of energy of one is control and domineering and menacing, not necessarily angry, just menacing, and the other one is fear and confusion and concern. And you're only really able to stand it for a few seconds before you kind of have to let go.
Okay, I'm going to jump to the conclusion that it's the domineering aspect is probably the greater fungal creature in control of the minor fungal creature who is thinking, I don't want to do this. I'm going to die. That's how I'm going to interpret that. Not sure what to do with it, with that information, because, I could turn around and go, hey guys, so let's just stop for a second and see if we can come with a peaceful resolution, which never works in the middle of a battle. That's just kind of stupid. I'm just going to maintain my ground and be as calm as possible and see if I can get this creature to focus on me and calm down, which of course is not going to work. He's going to end up getting killed. But anyway, that's my course of action.
He is now staring. Oh, it's not really a he. It is now staring directly at you though after you've touched it, and letting go, the presence that remains and pressure that remains is the menacing one. That's still, you can still feel that in your head. You lose the specifics of the
I know what
the
I'm
domination.
Next.
Okay.
Okay. The critter who is standing in front of me, I'm going to look him in the eye and be as reassuring as possible, and then turn and take my sword and hack a chunk out of the fungal formation directly above us that keeps pulsing.
Okay. Roll to hit. It's technically stationary, so it would be with advantage. It really can't move. It's not really a coup de grace, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. Roll to hit with advantage.
Okay,
Oh wow.
we can do it again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's an 18. Let's go with the 18. The 17's good, but let's go with the 18.
18 hits. Roll damage.
Alrighty. Woohoo! 3.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Damn it. No, shit. Sorry. That's not the Constitution saving throw one. It's the other one. Oh, all right. Fail.
So you take your scimitar and kind of like a little bit of a jump, trying to get the proper height, you know, get a whole 10 feet out of it, plus the extent of the scimitar, and you are able to clip the fungal mass, the big vein that is about, 10 inches thick at this point, protruding from the ceiling. And as you do, the gash that you make in it kind of spills out material that's the same color. So it starts off as red and then it immediately turns purple, and the gash itself turns purple, and suddenly the whole vein going in both directions turns purple. And Rinningham, you get a sudden massive increase of the kill. The menacing presence, Bob, increases substantially, and the eyes that are on you as you've done this, before they were just kind of like these slightly concave where eyes were. You can now kind of see where the rim of where the skull would be on a fleshier creature become more prominent as the eyes themselves kind of sockets sink back further, and its presence becomes ever more menacing as you are unfortunately kind of sort of splashed with spores that, while your skin doesn't exactly burn, everywhere that it lands begins to numb, and you find yourself to be stunned, startled. You're slowly numbing and stunned.
Awesome. Well, the real bad guy is the main vein.
The creature, his flesh that had a slightly brown, barky, but also yellow, kind of similar to the one you had fought before, its tone also begins to shift slowly and becomes more orangey. And its menacing presence is still there. Lore, your turn. Batter up.
I will run this back and cast Witch Bolt again, and see if we can actually do something helpful this time.
All right.
That is a dirty 20.
That is a hit. A dirty 20 is a hit.
That is a total of 14
Okay.
damage.
Does it get any sorts of saves for anything?
Nope.
Nope, doesn't look like it. Cool. Yeah, no, Witch Bolt is Witch Bolt's got some kick to it.
So
you guys see as this
cantrip. Okay.
basically though. So you watch as this bolt of electrical energy just kind of like shoots across from behind and strikes into this creature. Bob, the pressure in your head increases for a moment as you can feel for a moment the two presences again before they recombine into just the domineering one. Renningham, you now can hear the distinction of the two voices. One is still doing the kill, 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 louder and more focused and pointed, and the other one is going, ow, 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 ow. Do you move at all, Clore, or is this just kind of you just launch a bolt?
No, I am concentrating on it, not moving. I'm just staring daggers in it and gonna hold that witch bolt turn after turn until I lose it or die.
Okay. Let's see. On its turn. Bob, you are stunned.
Damn it.
So you are considered incapacitated. You can't move and can only speak falteringly. You automatically fail Dex and Strength saving throws. Attack rolls against you have advantage.
Damn it.
Oof.
However, it seems to just kind of stare at you as it steps past diagonally to where Penn is, now the next closest entity, because
Gotcha.
Clore was next, and then Renningham had basically keeps standing behind Clore, because Clore ran away, going up and stabbing at it, and then running back again. So Penn is the next thing there, and it just kind of walks right up and goes for a slam with its fist into Penn. And that is an 18 to hit, so that is not going to feel good. As Penn takes 9 points of damage from the punch. Oh gosh. And another 9 points of poison damage.
No!
Feels
Oh.
good.
Oh, and with Shelby away, that would suck.
Yeah. You guys watch as Penn just basically suddenly has just like a crunched torso. It looks very painful, and you hear what appears to be bones crunching. The cough that comes out and the struggle to catch their breath is really all you hear as it begins to be Penn's turn, but we're going to stop here at the top of initiative. We're going to take our break. We're going to be back in about 15 minutes. And then we'll continue this combat. So, stick around, but go grab yourself, some drinks and stuff, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after something from these sponsors' messages. We don't have any of those. All right, see you in a minute. We're back. So, when we last left off, poor Penn had just taken a sucker punch straight to the torso. Pretty solid hit, dealing 18 points of damage. As Penn straightens back up, you watch as he gestures rather profanely and mutters something in a language none of you have heard Penn speak, angrily, as he casts Hellish Rebuke in return against this fungal entity.
The fungal foe.
The fungal foe rose at 2 on the dexterity saving throw.
Nice.
So, you watch as it is encircled in a ring of fire. And takes a whopping 15 points of damage. You see as Penn lights this thing ablaze, pieces of it begin to just kind of like singe and fall off. And as the pieces drop and kind of like burn against the surface of the floor, the sparks that kind of hit the roof where the wound in the vein is, every spot that it lands on, it turns black for a second before slowly turning purple and red again, and just kind of like you can hear a faint sizzle as the sparks that are coming up do that. For Rinningham,
can you describe
Sorry, go
the
ahead.
smell? Does it remind you of a portobello mushroom burger?
smells like burnt wood and earth.
Okay. I was hoping
At
for
first.
mushroom burger.
At first. Because the menacing pressure in Rinningham and Bob's heads, and actually even you, Floor, the pressure that you were feeling subsides. And the kill goes away. And all Bob and Rinningham can feel is the sensation of agony as its body burns slowly. Let's see, does it maintain anything? Nope. The flames subside with the spell, and its body just continues to kind of like smolder. It stands there as I'm just gonna go for broke here. We're gonna go for another casting of Magic Missile, as Penn is just fed up with this thing being right next to it. So we're just gonna pop 3 of those. So we're gonna pop 3 of those off. 1, 2, 3. As Penn deals another 9 points of damage on this thing. And what you are left with, standing there, is this charred, pained creature that was once trying to stand, puff chest and everything else, and now just looks timid and afraid, as each thing that got kind of blown off of it has left more of like a skeletal structure in place. And Bob, you can make out what appear to be humanoid hips, what appear to be chunks of possibly rib.
Does this finger bone I have match up to any of the skeletal remains of this creature?
You have not had time to analyze that level of anything.
Okay.
And it just kind of stands there, shaking, barely standing. Renningham, it is your turn, as Penn is just there, standing there, seething in pain, but not nearly as much pain as this guy.
I think
The sensations of fear and pain are really the things that you can feel in your head the most.
Yeah, fear and pain. I'm gonna kind of turn that back on it and cast Dissonant Whispers. And I'm just gonna say, you think this hurts? You think this is pain? This is nothing to me. I live with this pain. You're in my head. This is my head you're in. I don't
Okay,
know
as
if
it
I
needs
have
to make what type of save?
I believe it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
What's the DC?
15.
It succeeds with a 16.
That's okay. It takes half damage of 3d6. So it's 3, 7, 10. So 5 damage.
You make your dissonant whispers. And as you do, you can hear them too. It's your spell. But the fear turns to panic. And then turns to grief. In a very eerily similar fashion to the last time you faced one of these down. And you just hear a quiet, "Why?"
I'm
As
not
it
playing that. You can't fool me once. Shame on
crunches
you.
to the ground. Where last time it kind of slumped to the side and there was mass to slowly absorb it into the wall, into the floor. This here just lays there, and it's a charred, thinned husk. The ceiling stays purple and red. And you are out of initiative.
Okay. So do I need to do my saving throw to see if I've recovered?
Yes, you may do your
It
saving
was
throw.
Constitution, right?
That it was.
16? 16? Huh?
The numbness subsides.
Woohoo! All right. Checking on our little necromancer buddy over here. Our angry little necromancer buddy over here. What kind of health are we in? Like pretty terrible?
Yeah, no, they're flashing pretty orange, you know. Yeah, if yellow is caution and orange is bad and red is I'm about to die, they're comfortably in the orange.
Okay. Well, in that case, we're gonna have to cast us a little spell here, make things feel a little bit better. Let's see if we can make let's see
We're
if
just
we
gonna
can make
cast
things
ourselves
feel...
one of these here little spells and just gonna feel nice and comfortable there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if we can make things feel better. Come on, cast, buddy. That's 12 points of healing there. That's
Nice.
maxed out.
All right.
I quite like it.
12 points of heals.
And then
You
I'm
can
gonna go...
hear as the bones in Pen's torso just kind of like crunch themselves back into place. It's kind of a disturbing noise, but Pen's able to take a deeper breath again.
Sweet. And while we're at it, I'm going to do a little healing hands on myself here and restore about 3 points.
Okay.
All right, so I'm feeling better. Pen's feeling better. How's everybody else feeling? We're all feeling okay?
Feel great.
I have never felt better.
Great. Now I am dying of curiosity. Our little dead mushroom friend here. I'm going to see if this finger I have fits.
Roll me a medicine check.
Okie dokie. Where has my medicine gone? Ooh, that's not so good. That's a 9er.
Jeez, and you have like a crazy
Yeah.
high medicine skill.
Yeah, exactly.
As you kind of pick at the charred, emaciated form, you try to match up the fingers. You slowly try to uncurl the stumpy fists, and as you do, you realize you're breaking off fingers, but you can count them, and there's 10 fingers.
Okay, cool. I feel better. Now, next thing. There were 2 sentient emotional responses in our psychic connection, and the angry one has subsided. What about the less angry one?
It's gone.
Gone, huh?
After the last attack there.
All right. Now, based on the sheer rage experienced right before our fungal friend met his final fate, I couldn't find another F to throw in there.
Back.
Do I jump to the conclusion that he was the angry one, or that if I were to think about it, would I think that my initial assessment that he was being controlled by something else was incorrect? I'm going to question that thought process. Do I
Give
have
me
enough?
an insight check.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't have a clue.
What's your total there?
6.
You have no reason to believe that your previous theory is wrong.
Gotcha.
You have no reason to believe it's right. It's just an interesting theory.
All right, I can go with that.
Pen just kind of looks it over, and they're going to do their own medicine check on it.
We can resurrect it. It'll
Hey.
make a great plaything.
Hey guys, these are people bones.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should keep moving.
I'm going to concur.
This was a woman.
Okay, Dr. Bones, how old was this woman?
Birthing
She had a good
age.
diet when she was
Have
alive.
had possibly had at least one child. She got them birthing hips. Let's just put it that way.
Based on the length of the femur, I'm going to say 36.
Centimeters of femur. Based on the length of the femur, we've got a length of femur.
Yeah.
Grief.
Yeah, we should keep going if these things are swallowing up humans and turning them against each other. Let's get out of here.
I'm going to keep
I have
an
my
eye
own
on-
theories, and I'm going to be amused.
keeping an eye on this vein of fungal material that's existing above us.
I mean, is this the makeup of this thing? Do all of its parts belong to itself, or is it a bunch of...
Ooh, Frankenstein's monster?
Roll me an investigation check.
A homunculus.
An investigation check? That's a dirty 20.
How careful are you with your investigation? You're being thorough, but how careful?
Like I don't really want to I want to touch as little as possible,
Okay.
but I want to inspect closely.
Okay, so I'm going to try to find the balance of those two ideas as you kind of gently poke around this body. As you make your way poking it around at it, looking at the arms and the legs and the height, it appears to be a singular entity that doesn't appear to be anything that is distinctly mismatching, except when you get to the shape of what you can make out of the skull. Part of the skull is slightly oblong on one side, as if it were more feline like, and the other side is more standard humanoid on the other side.
Right. So this specific makeup, like this specific entity in front of me, is not familiar. Like this is not the exact one per se.
No, that's what actually it's the contrary. It what you witnessed was mid shift.
Oh, it is in fact the same one.
It looks very suspiciously like the exact one.
So I will say nothing, and I will look and see if I can see where it came from, because somehow I was in the back of the group in a tunnel and this just appeared. Can I see where this came from?
So up in the ceiling, you can kind of see a spot near where Bob had sliced, where what had been a slight droop as you guys had walked by. And I was actually genuinely surprised that Rittingham, who had done some pokes and stuff before, didn't touch it. It had drooped slightly and sagged a little bit in as you just kept on going by, and it was thicker as you went down. That is no longer there, and it appears to be this purple-rimmed, slowly blackening in the middle, sore in the fungal vein that is at the surface, or the top of the ceiling.
Oh. Hey guys, I think the that room that I was in might be directly above us. Remember when I said that I had seen a control room and then outside of it was body parts? I think
Yeah.
that's directly above us.
So does that sound like a place that we want to go towards or go away from?
Well, I don't know where we are. And I know where the control room is because it's on the map. So,
That might be a point of reference to use.
but we'd have to go through the floor, which I don't think is possible. And so if we look in the map, we are here, but one level lower. Does yeah, there's a lot more body parts up there that could potentially be either remnants of this or this continually happening. So we may actually want to avoid that.
But just think, if we could control the remnants, if we could control these homunculus eyes.
Settle down, Pen. It'll be okay.
It seems like this was I don't know that the control room was for this was outside of the control room, if that makes sense.
But think of what we could control.
Pen just looks at Rittingham. Uh-huh. Yeah. Do you want to go back down to the control room there, Rittingham?
I just nod my head enthusiastically.
If I got the map, does this now thinking that I know generally where we are, just one level lower, can I see like the direction that we may be traveling? And if that is
Roll me a survival check.
19.
So as you're thinking all of this through, the standout feature is that everything you've done has moved you further and further up. So far, you guys spiraled upwards until you reached this point that is the atrium, and then you went up another layer and over as you've kind of winded your way down this hallway. So where you were and what you understand of the control room is actually down from you, not up.
How did this get above us? Okay, so do we want to go for this control room or do we want to go out? Because if we're going up, I assume that means we're heading somewhere that's going to help us get out. But if we want to get to the control room, we need to go way down because we are multiple levels higher than.
Say the control room is back where Spider Bob saw something
Went down.
grip around the
Yeah,
door
yeah.
and peek out and start making its way through.
Yeah. So I think we've committed to going up, but this probably, maybe, most definitely is not the last one of these. It is hiding in here somewhere, so we should keep our eyes peeled.
Very, very quiet.
Be very, very
We're being hunted by wabbits.
That kind of makes our mind up for us because we've gone so much higher up and started ascending. So instead of backtracking, let's just keep going. Does the color of the vein currently is that familiar to me from that room with the little body parts going across?
No, the color there was a sickly yellow, like a bile-y yellow.
Okay.
And it was like a pale, and even as you watched them move, like there was a wetness to them, like a think chunks of slime mold just moving along, just with the reminiscence of limbs and body parts.
Is Bob's light
Oh, it's
spell
still
is
on.
done?
It's still going. He has an hour, and he's been replenishing it as needed, so he's still got. It's a cantrip, so he's got light.
Oh, yeah. All right,
Yeah,
let's
it's
keep
on
going.
forever.
Let's keep going.
And just kind of
Everybody good with that?
gently kicks the body, and it doesn't really move a whole heck of a lot. Okay.
The natural.
Grabs a finger off the floor, sticks it in the pocket. All right, you guys continue onwards. All right, who's leading the way? What's the marching order?
I'll go first this time.
All right. Sorry, I'm taking notes on Pen's character sheet. Cool. Chlor. You can kind of see further and further ahead as you guys are making your way down that the red vein just slowly continues to thicken as you guys go. Every about 60 feet or so, it seems to grow about an inch thicker. So it's very gradual, but it's pretty distinct. But instead of spreading across the walls like the rest of the lichen and other things have, this has stayed as just this solid vein, and you can still see kind of wisps of purple in it. Tendrils of purple have continued to stretch this far.
Does anyone else think it's weird that we should be heading up and out? In that it seems like we're just getting deeper into this, and like this is whatever this is getting bigger and stronger.
Well, I figured we would just head up, but I don't know where this thing is leading us.
Well, it's leading us up. It just doesn't seem like it's leading us out.
Oh, well, up should be out.
Yes, yes, Renningham. That is exactly up. Up should be out. Very good, Renningham. Very good.
Let's keep going.
Look at this, guys. Renningham's learning.
All right.
Slowly but surely.
All right. We keep going.
It's a bloody miracle, is what it is.
All right. Give me 1 second. I gotta actually see what the distance is.
Is it still red? It's getting bigger. Is it still the same color?
It's staying red, but you can see these wisps of purple. It almost looks like, I mean, actually, it doesn't almost look like. Bob experienced it directly. Inside this vein appears to be some wisps of what look to be like some sort of flowing liquid, because when he sliced it, it's what splashed down onto him.
It sucked.
Yeah, and caused some paralysis for a hot second there. But what normally has been a static color, this is changing with the tone of what's taking place. Red being usually like, oh, things are amped up. This consistent red with these spindles of purple that have shown since your last interactions. It's hard to gauge if the purple is along the whole vein the whole time, or is it just staying barely ahead of you?
I walk faster.
You guys all watch as Clor just slowly just picks up speed and starts, fast walking.
Don't like it here. Want to go?
Give me a perception check, Clor.
Okay. $14.
You keep trying to stare at the ceiling as you're walking forward, and you're looking ahead, and then you're looking up, and then you're looking ahead. The rest of the party, are you guys keeping up with Clor as he kind of like double paces, or are you kind of just letting him do his thing real quick?
Probably just letting him do his thing, but trying to keep up, but I got short little legs.
Just keeping him in sight, but not exactly stressed out over staying pacing with him.
Okay. Clor, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Should have tied those shoelaces.
6.
Oh gosh. Okay. So you keep going from looking ahead to looking up to looking ahead to looking up, and as you look up, you are seeing the end of this purple trail, and every couple of steps you see it kind of shoots another couple of feet forward, and then it shoots another couple of feet forward, and you're beginning to pick up the pattern of it seems to wane and then push and then wane and then push, not terribly dissimilar to how the pulses would be happening back when you were in zones that the pulses would ripple across, except this appears to be an ebb and flow, almost like it's kind of like if something were breathing. And you watch as it sharply turns upward, and you do not see the couple of steps right in front of you. And you tumble down them.
Nice. Okay.
Sorry. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you basically tumble down some stairs, only about 10 feet, just kind of like... But you land in a circular space. And this circular space has some holes kind of about, 1.5 to 2 feet wide in diameter, just kind of like popping through in. There's a familiar, pungent, wet smell. However, as you brush yourself off and look up, you can see that the red vein goes up and up and up, and another, probably 20, 30 feet up above you, another one pops out from a different direction and goes further and further up. And there's another one that goes out, and there's another one that goes in a different direction. And you can see above you, about 100 feet or so up, just this thick, several feet wide red mass. And they all appear to, all the different directions all appear to have slightly different tones to them, where the red meets with some orange, the red meets with some yellow, and they all appear to have this similar pulse that you saw as the purple was coming up. And as you get yourself together and the party catches up after watching you disappear, down a flight of stairs, the purple makes its way up further. It hasn't reached the top yet. Is there anything you try to do?
The purple is making its way up.
You can now see that the vein that is the tunnel that you guys were coming from, you guys were barely keeping ahead of the bulk of the purple.
Is how thick is the vein that the purple is going through close to me?
As it's going up, it's about still the 10 to 12 inches thick, just kind of making its way up.
I don't have anything that I can cut that with because
It's also, up.
Guys, we better hurry. I think we're gonna be in trouble.
What makes you say in trouble? Why would we be in trouble?
Because I think that's a signal that's gonna let everything else know that we're here.
What makes
Get
you
rid of
think
it.
that?
I can't.
How far away is it?
So,
It's like at the ceiling.
it's
Eldritch
making its way
Blast.
towards the ceiling. Do you want to do that? Roll to hit if you want.
Do you want me to try and get rid of it?
Yeah, stop it.
Okay.
Have we not learned from past mistakes here?
I mean, no.
Pen's like, monsters back there, purple up here, deep underground, and no power? What are you so thinking we set in trouble? I was trying to figure out a way to Jar Jar Binks it, but it's just not gonna happen.
I mean, I feel like if that gets to the top of the ceiling, it's going to notify everything that we're here anyway, and then we're going to be screwed. So I don't know. Renningham told me to get rid of it, so I will. 22 to hit.
out there, leaking in here. That's a hit. Not sinking
Um,
in. No power. When are you so thinking we set in trouble?
Oh, max damage, 13 force damage.
Great.
Okay. So you guys watch as Clor blasts off another Eldritch Blast, and are you aiming right ahead of the purple, trying to cut it
Yeah.
off?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
aiming right to enter, right. I guess not. I'm aiming for the point of the purple. I don't want to get in front of it. I want to hit direct
On the
the
purple.
front edge,
Okay.
the leading edge.
You succeed, and you burn a hole in the vein, and you watch as the purple that was pulsing upwards now begins to spill slowly along the walls.
Oh, that could be worse.
And the purple vein behind the rest of the party as they've been entering the room, you guys can watch as it begins to dim and go black. And what was a 10 or so inch protrusion begins to relax and subside against the ceiling. It stays dim and purple, but the edges of it kind of go black, and you can see where, as it kind of edges itself into the rock, it tries to, like, tendrils, small, but many of them start to slowly spread out across the ceiling. Clor, you watch as the red and orange along the ceiling that had been kind of connecting to this point, at where you shot it, sears black.
Okay.
And the purple, as it spills along the walls, you can see it starts off very fluid-like before it eventually begins to kind of grip and almost seem to intentionally spread out sideways, and the topmost part where you had cut it seems to kind of seal and cauterize itself. And you've separated the two triggers. But the purple continues to make its way along the crevices of the wall. You also get a nice big splash of stuff as soon as the bolt hits, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is as I'm saving. Oh, so close to a 16, but that is an 8.
You are...
Dead.
No. You are considered stunned. Except in the way that Bob had gone numb before. The spray, you took a breath in of it, and it had this, like, sickly, like bad beer, like bad ale. Like, there's a bitterness to it, but there's also, like, a fruity sweetness. Like, there's just this weird conglomeration of flavors in your mouth as you breathe in, as you get splashed by it. And suddenly all of the colors look very vibrant.
Ooh.
And
Psychedelic
your
mushrooms.
dark vision... You have dark vision, right? Or do you not have dark vision?
Sure do.
You do. Your dark vision gets really squirrely. Because you're able to kind of see the textures of the walls, but instead of it being rock, it looks like crumpled paper. And the purple that's coming along is kind of making these really cool patterns and stuff as you start hallucinating.
Very cool.
The sounds look so cool.
Hey, Theo, how are you doing? Get a load of this.
Oh.
Sorry, that was too far.
Force ghost visiting you.
Clor, I wasn't gonna go there, but if you want to go there, we can go there.
We're there.
Okay. The rest of the party, you guys see as this happens, as the bolt kind of splashes there. And you can see this purple, like, some of it drips to the ground. You see that Clor kind of gets a bit of a splash in it. Bob, you immediately are, like, aware that, oh, that could get real interesting real quick, because
That's no good. No bueno.
Clor, I need you to roll me some percentile dice.
Okay. Roll to everyone, please. 14. That should be awesome.
So you guys all watch as Clor, just like after shooting off this bolt and is now doused in this stuff, and you're now into the chamber with him, you can kind of see a bunch of it that's splashed around him just begins to kind of dry up and turn dark. As Clor continues to just kind of look around and then sits down for a second. And he looks to your side, and there is your buddy, Theo.
Good pal. Isn't this neat? Look at all these colors. So glad we came down here.
Well, I've never seen something like this in a cave so dark.
How many dark
Lore?
caves have you been in, Theo? You know, I didn't really do
I mean,
dark caves
there's
like that.
the one just outside the town to the west that, we used to use every so often for mining stuff. But Chlor, I got a question for you.
What's up, buddy?
As he turns to you, his face is now charred on one side.
Oh no.
Why? Why is it? Why do I hurt all over, Chlor? I need you to roll another Constitution saving throw.
Do I have anything? Do I have anything in my hands? Oh no, it's not gonna get better. It's a 6. I
Chlor.
scramble back. Oh, okay.
This is a bad trip, man.
Chlor. And you see as Theo's arm reaches out to try to like pull himself towards you because you were sitting down. And his arm is spindly and charred, and his hand kind of cracks as it moves, and the burning texture begins to slowly creep up the other side of his face as he moves towards you. The rest of the party, none of you guys are seeing, other than Chlor is slowly moving himself backwards.
Not slowly.
Just the word.
It is slower than you think it is, Chlor.
Oh boy. Bob. Well, I'm sorry. Bob. Bob. Help Theo.
What have you guys got yourself into now?
And unfortunately, Chlor, what you are just experiencing and seeing right now is every time you scoot back, Theo appears to be able to get just a couple of inches closer. Where even though his movements are slow and deliberate, and his body just slowly is turning more into what you saw when Bob brought him back, you can't get his voice out of your head. I need you to roll another Constitution saving throw, and then the rest of the party needs to decide what they're doing as they see Chlor every couple of seconds just keeps scooting further and further around, and it's like sliding against the wall. And
that's a 17. I'm in the process of casting Witch Bolt again, which I can't do because I don't have spell slots,
Any
but
more
I'm
castings
trying
of it?
really hard.
So as you get ready to expend this extra energy and it just doesn't happen, your hand reaches out as if to cast the spell, and with that, Theo's gone. And the colors have faded. And the wall is rock again. And there is still purple kind of sort of everywhere as these things continue to kind of grow along the walls, and they are now slowly reaching the edges of the room.
I look at my compatriots and try to decide if this is something that that happened in like 10 seconds, like I thought it did, or was long and dramatic and drawn out.
So it's more like for you it was closer to like 30 to 40 seconds of this, but for them it was more like 20.
Oh.
Yeah. What they saw was much quicker. There was only like 3-ish rounds of activity for them. So that's, 6 seconds-ish per round. It felt like a lot. You felt like you were scrambling for a lot longer than that. You were able to have a little bit of a conversation before his head turned.
I'll just cough it away and try my best to make it seem like that was just a weird, like, that didn't really happen. Hey, stay away from that purple stuff. It smells bad. I don't know. Let's keep going. Is there another
Hold on.
direction to go?
Hang on. Let me check you out real quick. Let's do a quick medicine check.
Okay.
That's a 16.
I mean, you know what happened. You watched what happened.
Yeah. We're just confirming that that's all we've got. So
physically, he looks all right. Looks a little shaken.
Yeah. And based on my prior knowledge of being exposed to this stuff, I'm going to guess that I'm pretty up to speed on the fact that he just had a bad trip, or had a trip, not necessarily bad.
Oh no, it was bad.
Well, I don't. Unless you tell me, I don't know that.
It was a hate crime. No, it wasn't.
It
Well,
was
I
a hate
hated
crime.
it.
And we're just gonna do that quick. How many fingers do you see? Type situation. Make sure everything's kind of stable. Do a quick reflex check, and all right. Well, stay away from that stuff. That purple stuff. It'll mess you up real good. I'm gonna keep an eye on you.
Thanks. I was planning on doing that again.
Yeah. That's just not a good idea.
Can I look
So-
around and see if there's another door to go through, like somewhere
Yeah, there's not so much
or
doors
a tunnel?
as
I
there
guess?
is some of these like 1.5 to 2 foot wide tunnels, and there's also just the giant tube upwards. And now that you have a moment to kind of feel this place out, you can kind of see that the stairs were carved with what seems to be intent, but the last step is kind of a bit of a drop. It's slightly more than a regular step that was carved. And the bottom of this area is not level. It appears to have a dip to the center of it, where the center is the lowest point. Centers to edge, it's about a foot difference. And the purple is, slowly making its way down the walls. The pulsing that you were kind of sort of chasing and watching seems to have become at least less obvious. However, the tendril that it had been attached to heading upwards is slowly continuing to kind of blacken and atrophy. There's no purple, it's just kind of darkening, and you watch as one of these veins just kind of like slowly is receding upwards.
Which way you guys want to go?
And looking back down the hallway that you guys came from, it continues to dim as the drips along the walls become, just they stay purple, but instead of it being a solid vein at the top, it's just these thin, almost web-like thin tendrils of purple just kind of slowly make their ways around the walls.
Is there a direction in which the purple's not going?
Not really. Well, actually, the purple's not going up. The purple is coming mostly down.
Is there another direction that is potentially dim? Like the way we're coming, you said is starting to dim.
Yep, it's starting to
there
dim.
Another direction. Is there another direction that is also doing that, or is it just the way we were coming?
Right now, it's just the way you were coming, except for where you had kind of severed the
Yeah.
vein. That's receding upwards and darkening as it goes.
What do y'all think?
I don't like that it's getting darker, but I don't think there's anything we can do.
I agree.
Well, we know what's behind us, and that's not getting us out of here, so we may as well continue forward. Although, in a perfect world, if we could find someplace safe to like chill out, relax, and replenish some of our spells, that would be awesome.
I think there's multiple ways forward. So,
Bob, roll me a survival check. Just
Okay. Man, that's not so good.
No, it's good enough though.
Okay.
You realize that as you've continued onward, the goal was to find Chlor. And
Right.
since finding Chlor, you've continued to go down further and further.
Yep.
But there's nothing that would have technically stopped you other than the stink of sewage from going backwards.
Guys, why don't we just turn around and go? I mean, we walked a path down here in. If we go back and retrace our steps, theoretically, we should be able to get out. Anybody like that idea?
Well, if you'll recall, when I ran into y'all, I asked how we were going to get out of here, and you said we couldn't go back the way that you came. So I don't know why we
We
would
could
do it
go that
now.
way. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
I don't know why you actually had said that. I don't know
I
why
think
your
it
character
was-
at least believed it. I think it
I
was
think
only
it was
because of
just-
maybe the
was-
fire.
that could be the fire. Yeah. Uh,
I mean, I want to get out of here. So
maybe
whatever.
maybe that fire has abated at this point. Maybe we can get past it.
Well,
So we're just gonna, for reference here, we're just gonna quickly reconvene on how you've traveled so far. You came in to the Mushroom Grotto and found 2 exits from the Mushroom Grotto. You went down one and found Chlor, and that was the fire tunnel. And then you went
Yeah.
down the other one, and that's where you guys have gone down now. You have not once yet backtracked past the Mushroom Grotto.
right.
Maybe we should just go back to the Mushroom Grotto. If nothing else, just so that we can kind of rest a little bit, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm running a little low on spells. And I like being able to cast spells.
And it's like,
Uh.
yeah.
I feel like we should have done this before. Do you know how to get us back?
Ah,
We just go back the way we came. And I start walking backwards.
Yay. All right. I guess we're going backwards.
Starting to backtrack.
We do our fair share
This-
of that. So
This is not a bad place to kind of stop.
gotcha.
It's safe to say we make it back to the grotto without any.
I don't think it is
Um,
safe to say that, Stuart.
There's nothing in between us.
Well,
we
there's-
now have a dead vein that's going the other way, so there very well could be something between us.
Nah.
If you can talk the DM into signing off on it, then we get back there easily.
Rinningham, do you really want to try to like beeline all the way back?
I love this idea. One roll, and if not, all hell breaks loose. Oh,
I mean, there's nothing. We already know the way to go.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
You're nuts on
we just
the
Sounds
line.
like-
we just make it back.
I need you to roll me some percentile dice, Rinningham.
Okay.
Yeah, put your nuts on the line.
Don't botch it.
72.
Okay.
You make it 72% of the way back before you die.
Rocks fall, party dies.
Damn it.
The end. Roll new characters. No.
This becomes an afterlife campaign.
Ooh.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Well, I actually have some really interesting ideas if that were to happen, now that I think about it. But anyway, as you make your way immediately back into the tunnel, seeing no obvious way out of your current predicament, the vein that was, pretty solidly, almost a foot thick, and is now continues to flatten against the surface, and what was a thick, glowing thing is now kind of thinning out. And as you continue to go down, you've seen that the walls are now slightly coated in this purple film that kind of has these spindly tendrils and web-like features to them as they slowly make their way to the ground. And making your way through these tunnels, everywhere this vein was following is continuing to kind of spread out. And so you reach a section where you can see it has actually started to seep into the soil. And some of it has hit sections of rock and slowly make their way into the pathway in front of you. Stepping near it, seems to cause it to do the pulse, and it echoes around, not unlike what you've seen with the lichen, except the pulse is just this, it's almost like a white brightness against the purple. It's unclear if it means anything at this point, knowing that you've disconnected it from above. You make it all the way back to the atrium, and you see where the tendril had kind of been up, coming out of the ceiling. And even that now appears to be darkened as it just kind of continues to web out and spread. And as you go into the atrium, what was a very obvious red turning orange vein is also now kind of flattening out and spreading out. However, the passageway that you had come in from, where it had been a little bit licheny, that had been slowly getting moved into this vein, and had been turning, it turned yellow and then turned orange, and then was slowly making its way into this singular vein that had kind of creeped up the side of the ceiling of the atrium, or side of the wall up towards the ceiling of the atrium. The lichen itself on the walls is much more yellow than it was before, where it had been an orangey color. As you make your way down across what was an orange glow to that section of hallway is now a slightly brighter yellow.
This red is good.
And as you continue down the hallway where it spiraled for what seemed like ages and had gone from yellow to orange, it goes really now from yellow to a slightly, still sickly looking, but it's slightly greener than it was before. You make it all the way back to the fork where you had split and had chosen to go right at Rinningham's behest, and the pathway off to the left also appears to be slightly greener, although more yellow than the path that you're on, but still slightly brighter than it had been. And before long, you reach a section that you knew was where it had started to turn yellow, and it's now a much richer green. And the kind of staleness of the air is replaced with a slightly earthier scent, and the air is even feels almost a little bit cleaner. Not that it really had been dirty, but there's a literally palatable difference as you breathe, and you make your way back to the grotto.
Yay! Good job, guys.
Ooh, no doubt.
We made it exactly one step forward and two steps back today.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
But you lived. You survived. You encountered difficulties.
Did we though?
And you
No.
did not die. I'm proud of you.
The voices from the dead are offering encouragement. Hey,
You all get a long rest, so go, reset your spells, get your health back. Pen walks to the middle of the grotto. Hey,
And
Clore, Renningham, I mean Bob too, if you want. Do you want to take a look at this?
Oh no.
what you got there?
I have a hunch of what happened.
where's Theo's body?
That's my question.
Well,
Listen, we just killed
it wasn't the one that we
again.
killed. We know that.
The depression that had been started into the soft soil still seems to be there. There is a relatively thick mat of hair-like fungal pieces that are faintly still kind of glowing like a light bluish white. But everything else seems to be calm and quiet. And there's a, sweet earthy smell just kind of wafting through the grotto. Bob, if you're the only person who might be able to really get more insight into what all may or may not have taken place. Actually, 10 could possibly.
Knowledge nature?
Yep, knowledge nature.
Let's see. That's about average for tonight, 15.
Fungology is a strange thing. It's up to you whether or not you decide to kind of sift through the silty soil and kind of pull out the mats and things, but you have pretty good reason to believe that Theo has been uptaken into the grotto.
Hive mind. Yep.
That was our contribution to the grotto.
And if Penn were here, I'm curious to see if they would be picking up the mat,
Hopefully.
but we can make that decision next time, as you guys have made it back to the grotto for now.
Jeez.
All right.
Floor?
Wow.
That's
Floor,
me.
can you roll me a wisdom saving throw before you go to sleep?
I can't.
IRL or
22, but that's spun on a natty 1 for a long time.
Oh, geez.
22.
You sleep rather soundly,
Let's go.
and you have a very brief moment of a dream shortly before you wake up. And it's Theo. And he's looking all right. He's kind of the one who's tapping you on the shoulder to wake you up. Hey, bud, it's time to face today. And as you get up in the morning, he's not there.
Oh,
But
that's so mean.
the image in your head is no longer the continually charred body that was falling apart chasing you. The last thought you have is, hey, it's time to wake up.
We needed that. We for sure needed that.
Trust me, it really could have gone either way, and it would have been another nightmare. So
Yeah, I felt points of exhaustion coming there from you.
if you had that one, for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here tonight and playing. The adventures down in the deep are filled with very interesting perils, and curious to see what you guys decide to do next time. We're gonna have to play it by ear for next week because I'll be prepping for travel. Hopefully I'll be able to ping you guys sometime like in the weekend leading up to have an idea of like, hey, I'm on track to get everything I need done in time or not, and then we'll kind of take it from there. For the rest of viewers, I will hopefully be having the updated schedule on the Discord, so click on the link to join that and see where that's going to be, because it's only a week behind. I'm only a week behind on the schedule. It's fine. Yeah, and we'll just kind of take it from there. You guys got anything else? I don't got anything else. We'll just
Thank you,
adjourn.
DM. That was super fun.
Hey, thank you. And we'll be here next time. The episode should be up hopefully by the end of the week, and that's all I got. So, okay, bye.